We have all been there. You felt the ground disappear from beneath your feet. A project you poured your soul into did not succeed. A job interview that seemed perfect ended in a polite rejection. A relationship you cherished came to an unexpected close. This moment of falling, this sharp sting of failure, is a universal human experience. It is not a sign that you are broken or unworthy of success. It is simply a sign that you are trying. You are in the arena, daring to do something meaningful. With that comes the inherent risk of stumbling. No great story is without its moments of conflict and trial. Your story is no different. The initial shock can be paralyzing. It feels personal, a judgment on your capabilities or your character. We often retreat, wanting to hide from the embarrassment or the pain. But what if we could change our relationship with these moments? What if, instead of seeing them as endpoints, we saw them as signposts? What if every setback was not a barrier, but a gateway to a different, perhaps even better path? The key is not to avoid falling. That is impossible. The key is to learn how to get back up, not with bitterness or regret, with wisdom, with renewed purpose. This is a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned and mastered. This is the promise of the Bounce Back Blueprint. It is a simple, actionable framework designed to help you navigate the immediate aftermath of a setback. It is not a magic wand that erases the pain, but rather a compass that helps you find your direction in the fog. It provides a structured way to process what happened, extract the valuable lessons hidden within the experience, and take the first crucial steps forward. We are not aiming for a return to how things were before. We are aiming for something greater. A comeback that makes you stronger, more resilient, better equipped for the challenges that still lie ahead. The journey from setback to comeback can feel impossibly long, but it begins with a single decision. It is the decision to face what happened head-on, not as a victim, as a student. It is the choice to see the obstacle not as an impassable wall, but as an opportunity for growth. Over the next few minutes, we will walk through a clear, 5-step process that will help you transform your perspective. You will learn to see failure not as a final verdict, but as the raw material for your future success. The path forward starts right now, with the very next step you choose to take. Let us define our terms. What is failure? In the simplest words, failure is an outcome that did not match your intended goal. You wanted A and you got B. It is not a reflection of your inherent worth. It is not a permanent stain on your record. It is merely a data point, a piece of feedback from the world telling you that your approach, in that specific instance, did not produce the desired result. We are the ones who attach the heavy emotions of shame, guilt, and finality to it. The event itself is neutral. Our reaction is what gives it power over us. Why does failing matter so much? It matters because it is the primary mechanism through which we learn and grow. Think of a muscle. To make it stronger, you must push it to the point of strain, to the point of momentary failure. The muscle fibers tear, and in repairing themselves, they grow back stronger than before. Your character, your skills, and your resilience work in exactly the same way. Failure is the resistance that forces you to adapt, to innovate, and to become a more capable version of yourself. It is not the enemy of success. It is a vital part of the process. The ancient Stoics understood this. They believed that we do not control external events, only our responses to them. A failed business venture is an external event. The feeling of being a failure is an internal judgment. You have the power to separate the two. You can observe the outcome without letting it define you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is the core idea. The failure itself contains the exact lesson you need to learn to eventually succeed. The obstacle is not just something to get around, it is the path forward. Therefore, our first task is to reframe our perception. We must strip failure of its emotional charge and see it for what it is. Feedback. It is a teacher, albeit a harsh one at times. It shows us the flaws in our strategy, the gaps in our knowledge, and the weaknesses in our preparation. If we can approach it with curiosity instead of fear, we can unlock its immense value. Each stumble provides a clearer map for our next attempt. It is not a dead end, it is a redirection. It is the world's way of saying, "Not like that. Try it this way." Now, let us turn theory into practice. The Bounce Back Blueprint is a 5-step method for processing failure and initiating your comeback. These steps are simple, sequential, and immediately applicable. A clear structure when thoughts are chaotic and emotions are high. This is not about suppressing feelings. It is about channeling them into productive action. The blueprint guides you from the initial shock of the fall to the first deliberate step of your rise. It is a practical tool for turning adversity into advantage, one step at a time. Here are the 5 steps. Accept, learn, plan, act, persist. First, accept the reality without judgment. Second, learn the specific lessons. Third, plan a concrete next move. Fourth, act. Finally, persist. The power lies in focusing on what you can control. You cannot control that the project failed, but you can control whether you accept that reality. You cannot undo your mistakes, but you can control whether you learn from them. You cannot guarantee outcomes, but you can control your plan, your actions, your persistence. Think of the blueprint as your first aid kit for failure. Clean, bandage, support, then rebuild stronger. The first step, and often the most difficult, is to accept the situation for what it is. This does not mean you have to like it. It does not mean you have to be happy about it. It simply means you must stop fighting reality. The project has failed. The job is gone. The relationship is over. These are facts. Arguing, wishing it were different, or denying it happened wastes the energy you need for the comeback. Acceptance is firm ground. Without it, you are building on sand. Denial feels safer. Pretend it is not so bad. Blame someone else. Hope it fixes itself. But denial is a prison. It keeps you in the past, trapped in what-ifs and if-onlys. Acceptance is the key that unlocks the door. This happened. It is real. And it is now in the past. Free yourself to focus on the present. Take your hands off a past you cannot change and place them on the future you can shape. Epictetus taught, focus on what is within your power, not the past or fixed outcomes, but your perception and your actions. Acceptance delineates the unchangeable from the changeable. It is strength and emotional maturity. Practice it. State the facts out loud, without emotional language. The presentation did not persuade the client, and we did not win the contract. Not, I ruined everything. Once you have accepted the reality, your next task is to become a student of it. Every failure is a masterclass. Tuition is the pain. Do the honest post-mortem, not blame. A detached, forensic analysis. What were the contributing factors? Which assumptions proved false? What could you have done differently? It takes humility and courage. Approach it like a scientist. Do not get angry. Get curious. Ask, why did this happen? What variable did I miscalculate? What does this teach about the underlying principles? Analyze preparation, execution, strategy. Be brutally honest about the gaps. Maybe you lacked a specific skill, or you did not communicate achievements, or relationships were thin. Write lessons down. Turn vague pain into a clear list of improvements. This is resilience alchemy, a negative event into a positive asset, a unique toolkit you now own. You paid for it, so own it. The lesson is the seed of your future success. Find it, plant it, and nurture it. A person who has failed and learned is more formidable than one who never tried. Do not let it go to waste. Lesson captured. Time to plan. With acceptance as your foundation and the lessons as your guide, it is time to shift from reflection to action. The third step is to create a plan. And the key is to think small. Confidence may be shaken. Big goals can paralyze. The purpose now is to regain momentum. Define the smallest possible action that moves you forward. If you lost a job, do not plan, get a dream job. Update one section of your resume. Email one former colleague. If a project failed, schedule a 30-minute debrief. Spend 1 hour researching a different approach. Make the first step so easy you cannot say no. This is how you trick your brain out of inertia. Avoid vague intentions like be more positive or work harder. A good plan answers, what exactly will I do? When will I do it? How will I do it? Instead of I will network, write I will send 3 LinkedIn requests tomorrow at 9 a.m. Clarity removes decision friction. When the time comes, you do not have to think. Just execute. This shifts identity from I failed to I am taking action. It proves you are not helpless. Do not underestimate a small win. It can reignite motivation and light the way forward. A plan, no matter how brilliant, is useless without action. This is where the rubber meets the road. Execute the small, concrete step you defined. It requires a small dose of deliberate courage. Your brain will offer reasons to procrastinate. You will feel resistance. You will feel doubt. You might feel fear. Act anyway. Motivation does not precede action. Action precedes motivation. Take the step. Send the email. Make the call. Write the first paragraph. Go for the run. Do it now. Do not wait to feel ready. Movement creates momentum. The first push is hardest and shows the least movement, but it is the most critical. That initial push sets recovery in motion. Each subsequent push is easier. Great comebacks never begin with a giant leap. They begin with a single, difficult step. After being fired from Apple, Steve Jobs started again with a smaller company. Next, a simple act of starting over. That series of small, deliberate actions eventually led him back and beyond. Do not be discouraged by awkward starts or quiet results. Honor your commitment. The victory is the action, not its immediate outcome. You are rebuilding the habit of trying. You are retraining your mind to pair effort with progress. You are no longer defined by your last failure, but by your next action. The final step is to persist. One action is a start, not a comeback. A comeback is built by stringing actions over time, especially when it is difficult. You will face friction. You might get a no. Your first try may feel clumsy. Enthusiasm will wane. This is where most give up. This is where you persist. Persistence is grit in action. The continuation of the act step, again and again. Return to your plan. Set the next small goal. Execute it. Do it again tomorrow and the day after. Commit to the process, not the immediate outcome. Consider Sarah. She dreamed of a marathon. First attempt ended in shin splints. Too much, too soon. She accepted, learned and planned, put on shoes and walked 10 minutes. She acted. Next day again, then 1 minute jog, then 2. Slow, unglamorous, filled with days she did not want to go. But she persisted. A year later, she crossed her first finish line. Persistence is quiet, stubborn courage, showing up without obvious results, trusting compounding effort. The comeback is not one glorious moment. It is 1,000 small choices to continue. Another page, another call, another hour, one more try. This is where the battle is won, turning a setback into an unshakable foundation for who you are becoming. We have walked through the blueprint. We have defined failure as feedback, acceptance, learning, planning, acting, persisting. These can forge a path from any setback. Now, the theory must become your reality. A small exercise. Do it now. Think of a recent, manageable setback. At the top, write the objective fact of what happened. For example, I did not get the freelance project I pitched for. Below that, the lesson. 1 or 2 specifics. My proposal did not clearly show ROI. Finally, next step. One tiny action in the next 24 hours. Spend 15 minutes researching ROI-focused templates. This simple 10-minute exercise is your first step. Once written, act. Do the thing you wrote down. Take that 15 minutes. Send that one email. Make that one call. Feel the shift from passive disappointment to active recovery. This is how the comeback begins. Not with a roar, but with a quiet, deliberate choice to take one small step forward. This is you, reclaiming your power and turning your obstacle into the way. Life is not a straight line. Detours, stumbles, falls. These are proof you are moving. Practice this blueprint. Hone your resilience. Grow stronger. Do not fear failure. Welcome it as the teacher it is. Use it as the fuel for your journey. You are capable of far more than you think, not in spite of your setbacks, but because of them. Failure is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your comeback. Softly. Begin now. One small step. Beat. Keep going. Gentle exhale. You have got this. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you will know when more videos are uploaded.